All right, so my approach here, you move the number over to the other side and you figure out what goes in this missing position.
X
Okay.
plus 7 squared, then you get plus 49. 96 plus negative 96 minus 30 or plus 49. Yeah. No solution.
Remember, you're writing in vertex form, so you're not solving. There is a
Oh,
path though here. You're either solving like you just did, or you're putting it into vertex form to graph. Maybe I don't
okay.
know,
Then it'd
but
be y equals x plus 7 squared minus 47.
you're moving it back over.
Oh, so then plus 47.
Yes. All right. So the next two are a little more involved here. So look at 3B here. For me, I always move the constant over. I feel like that's the right way to do it. You're welcome to use another approach here. You then factor out the 3. I do not do it from the beginning. And there's a reason for that. It does make it more complicated, in my opinion. But it also means an extra step here. It means you're really completing the square for this thing. And then you got to put something back up in the previous line. So it's, another thing to remember.
Should
Main
be
thing here
x
is,
minus 9 squared.
right?
And that's 9 squared is 81, and then 81 squared is
No, not squared, times 3.
or times 3, yeah. 81 times 3 is 243.
Yep. Instructor chose huge numbers. I don't know why, but doesn't matter. So you get 249.
X minus 9 equals the square root of 249.
But you're not solving again. You're rewriting.
Oh, yeah.
Always important to remember that.
Y equals 3 times x minus 9 squared plus minus 245.
Okay, very good. Why don't you try 3C on your own, please?
I got y equals 5 times x y equals 5 times x plus 5 halves squared minus 36.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay, so my concern is that when you multiply, when you square this and then multiply by 5, you should get a fraction over here. Like, I'd probably be fair to you. I should have worked out some of this, but it was I don't know what to say this. When you write it like this. When you square 5 halves, it's 25 over 4. And then when you multiply by 5, it's 125 over 4. And that's what you're adding to the right side.
Oh, I know what I did. It was simple multiplicate. I did 25 times 4, not times 5. So I got 100 over 4. So I put it down as 25.
Okay, so I mean, this one's got a little more to it in terms of like how to combine these, but you've got 45 over 1 plus 125 over 4. what does that become?
180
Okay,
over
180 over
4.
4 plus 125 over 4, which is 305 over 4.
Yep.
And that's where you've got to move that number over to the other side of the equation. So the final answer is what you said there, 5/2 squared, but minus 305 over 4.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Clear? All right. I'm surprised that, oh, okay. Now we've got some examples. Like, we're the ones to solve. Oh boy. Your teacher did not do you any favors here. Wow. Okay. Oh boy. So these are all the same type. You're now solving. You're not just rewriting, but it's the same. It's the same setup, right? You move the number to the other side.
Yep.
You got to figure out what to put in that position. Now, you're getting fast enough with this. You may just be able to do it without, writing down here. Like, it's half of this squared. It's okay to write it as my minus 5/2 squared, but you might be able to just say, oh, it's plus 25 over 4 plus 25 over 4. And I have no idea why your instructor gave you these really messy ones. They're not ideal. So, can you tell me what the right side becomes?
The right side becomes 66 times 4. Let me get my calculator. 264 plus 25. 289 over 4.
Now, it's almost always the case. I don't think there's any exceptions, but it's almost that you can take the square root of at least the bottom part of the right
Yeah.
side. This one actually works out nicely where you can take the square root of both the top and the bottom.
Yep. 17. So then y equals 5/2 plus minus 17 over 2.
Yes. So when you get a something like this and you recognize that the results are kind of nice, you wonder why you're completing the square to solve it. But that's a different question.
And I got y equals 11, y equals -6.
Good. Good. Okay. We should look at the next one we should look at is this one with a coefficient, although we've done these already on the other one where you're rewriting it in vertex form, but that's okay. So it's 2t squared plus 11t. I always bring the number over. I still like to factor it out. The 2 like this. So now it's, just again, just messy. It's just,
Yeah.
you gotta take half of this, which is another fractions, t plus 11 over 4. But then, and then
Okay.
you square it. So that's 121 over 16. Then you multiply everything by 2. So you get 121 over 8. 121 over 8.
Okay.
None of it individually is hard. It's just all the stuff together.
Yeah. So then you get -40, and then you get um, 81/8.
Yes. Now, because there's a 2 in front, you can't forget to bring that down. That makes the solving the square root better. You got to move that to the other side first. You
Oh,
don't have to, but you really should. So divide by 2 or multiply by 1/2, multiply by 1/2, p plus 11 over 4 squared equals 81 over 16. And hey, look, it's another kind of nice one.
9/4.
Yes. Plus or minus.
Yep.
Okay, so the next thing here is to perform the two computations, minus 11 over 4 plus 9 over 4, minus 11 over 4, minus 9 over 4.
Yeah. So then, yeah, I got same thing as you did, -1/2 and negative.
Okay, why don't you try 2C on your own? And then
Okay.
we'll move on to another grouping of problems here. This one does work out nicely, believe it or not. In the end, not in the beginning.
Mm, 13/4 squared. And you get 169 over 16. So then -50. So you get 49 over 16. And you get 7 over 4. Wait. This doesn't work out nicely.
I'm sure there's just a small thing, it's never. And these are like, you would never do it this way. You would never complete the square to solve a problem like this, just in a forced situation like a final exam, but it can be done. And it doesn't mean it's easy. It just means, hey, it can be done. So half of this is t minus 13 over 4. I heard that, but then you have to square it. 169 over 16. You have that.
That's what I got. And then you minus 15/2.
No, you got to multiply by 2 at each of these. So it's 169/8. That's what you add to both sides. That may be where I'm hearing where you went wrong.
Yeah, how'd you get 169/8?
Times 2. You multiply, so you multiply everything in by 2 to get back to the previous line, or you
Oh,
factor it out. Now it's awkward. I'll say that. And I make it look simple, but you have to be comfortable with the idea. Okay, if I divide in, what happens? It's a little weird that you get a fraction, but you can see the fraction goes away. Somehow you have to create a way of thinking where you're thinking, okay, this is what happens.
okay.
Now minus 15 is really, I shouldn't have wrote that. It's really minus 120/8. Like that.
You get 49/8.
Yeah. And then you bring this 2 down. So why don't you try solving it from here? It does, you'll see it does work out a lot better.
You get 7/4, because if so, I was right.
Yes, you get plus or minus 7/4.
Oh, I was right. I was on the right track.
Good. You just have to then
Yeah.
combine it with these other ones and may or may not.
So then you get -1.5 and
No,
-5.
try again. You're making sloppy. That 5 is correct, but the other one is positive.
So then that +7 is -6/4.
Yes. Well, so you're adding this both sides. So t is 13/4 plus 7/4,
Yeah.
13/4 minus 7/4.
Yes. So it'd be 1.5.
Yeah, I heard something there. I heard a negative, but doesn't matter. Because you got it right. And the other one is 5. Good. Yeah, so keep in mind again, like these are not, you would never in a million years do it this way, but we can do a few more if you want. Do you want it? Why don't you look at D, E, F, G, H, I? We can do a few more, or we can just go right to, probably should actually just go to quadratic formula.
Yeah. We can
Okay,
go to quadratic formula. I don't
all
really
right.
care.
Okay, so start here at the beginning, 5a. Will you be given the quadratic formula or do you have to remember it?
No, I know it. So then,
That's good.
that's 50, or no, plus or minus -15. Oh, wait, no. So it's so it's 15 plus minus the square root of -15 squared minus 4 times -8 times 2 over -16. And then you go here, and you get -15 squared minus 4 times -8 times 2. You get -161. 15 plus minus square root
Okay.
of,
Yep, I heard something like it's 225 plus 64 under the root. So you almost want to combine these signs to start to know whether you're adding or subtracting and then multiply the numbers.
yeah, so then we square root of, so 15 plus minus square root of
15 squared is 225.
plus 64
Yeah, 289, 15 plus minus square root of 289 over 2 times negative
over
8.
negative 16.
Yes.
The square root of 289.
So that's 17 over
Yep,
negative 16.
17. So
And then
then
you have to add and then divide, subtract, and then divide.
you get 30, so you'd get negative 2, and then
Good.
1/8.
Yep. Really good. Really good. All right. So when we look at a problem like B, we'll do at least one more here. You have to get all the values on one side of the equation. You know, that's the biggest difference between, you know, this and
Yeah. So it'd
putting the
be
square.
negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 4 times 1 times negative 40
All over 2 times 1.
over 2. So you get negative 6 plus minus square root of 36 minus 160. There'd be no real solution for this one.
What I recommend you do
Oh,
is
wait, no, there is.
yeah, look at the signs first. Okay, it's plus, and then just multiply the numbers. 4 times minus 40 is 60, 100. It's the square root of 1636 over. I'm sorry.
I got the
This is,
square root of 196.
yeah, I'm sorry. I had the wrong one there. I was like that because like square root of that is not going to work. Yep. So keep going here.
That's 14. So then negative 6 plus minus 14 over 2. And then you get 8 over 2 is 4. And then 4 and negative 10.
Okay. All right. So now another thought here is just whenever you get nice answers, or if you think you can solve it by another method, you may consider doing that because you want to know the answer. It's always easier to hit the target if you know what the target is.
Okay.
And you can see those are the answers, negative 10 and positive 4, which is what you got. So
Yeah.
really good. Do you want to do any more quadratic formula or move on to whatever the next thing is, determinant stuff? Actually, that would be good for you to practice, actually.
Okay. Well, whatever you think is best.
Yeah, let me quickly remind you here that when the determinant, which is b squared minus 4ac, there's 3 cases. When the determinant is positive, 2 real solutions. When the determinant is 0, there is 1 real solution, but it's repeated. And when the determinant is less than 0, there are 2 complex roots or solutions. You can use roots or solution in any case here. So the for starting at number 6a, you have to first determine the determinant, which is really the only part of the quadratic formula that can be obtained. You've got to calculate b squared minus 4ac. You just need to know the sign, but I'd like you to try getting the right numerical value for the first one here.
Okay, so then 9 minus 4, so then minus 20 minus 140. 9 minus 140 is the dividend. It won't work. It's a negative number.
But can you give me that negative number? Let's just make sure you've got it fully worked out.
9 minus 170 is negative 161.
Okay. We have different values. And that's what I'm concerned about. It's like, yes, you were right, but sorry, that's not, but but maybe not for the right reason. And it is 9, but it's 5 times 7. That's minus 140.
Yeah. Oh, it should be 131.
Yes, negative
I
131.
got 9 minus 140. I guess I didn't do my
Yeah.
math right.
It's, you would have written down the right answer, but we want to get the right answer and have the right justification.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another one for you to try, please.
Yep. So then B 49 minus 4 times 8. Or minus 4. So then 49 minus 8 times -3. So it'd have 2 solutions.
What's your discriminant again? I don't think I heard the right number, even though you've
73.
got it is 73. Okay, I do like that. Good. Yeah, two real solutions here. Let's do, I know these are a little painful to do, but this is good practice. For both C and D, there's a little bit of well, no. I guess not. C does not have any manipulation. All right, take a look at C. Let me know what you come up with.
144 minus 16 times 9. You'd get one solution because 0 is equal to 0.
B equals 0. Yeah, this actually is a perfect square trinomial, 2x minus 3 squared. And that's why the discriminant is 0, because there's only one solution. Let's do one more here, part D. Snip that in. This one requires you to simplify a little bit first. Your teacher is not beyond making one where you have to say, okay, I got to combine these two first. This is really 4x squared minus 7x. And you can still use quadratic formula. Your C is just 0.
Okay. So then the discriminant is also, oh, is it different? 100 minus 4 so 16 times 9 negative is B. Wait, why is C equal to 0?
Well, there's nothing
Oh,
there.
wait, you have to do a bunch of math. Yep. So that's 49 minus 16. So I'd have 2 solutions.
What is your discriminant?
49.
Isn't the discriminant B squared minus 4AC, and your value of B is, okay,
Yeah,
minus
49
that
minus 4 times
times
4
4 times 0. Okay, so you got just 49, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I keep hearing it's been late day. All right, good, really good. Okay, can we move on to the back page, or do you have other?
No, we can, yeah, we can
Okay.
move on to the back page.
So I'll remind you here that when you have a quadratic application problem, especially when something is being shot up in the air or fired from a cannon, or who knows where, um, they're typically asking about where you started, the max, and where you hit the ground.
Okay.
And that's what you kind of have to decide when you're looking at each of these, which is like, what are they even asking for? Are they asking for where it started, the max, or where it hits the ground here? So we'll take a look here. The demon drop at Cedar Point in Ohio takes riders to the top of a tower and then drops them 60 feet. A function that approximates this ride is h equals minus 16t squared plus 64t plus 60, where h is the height in feet and p is the time in seconds. So there's kind of a variation, but they're starting here, boom, goes down. It actually probably looks more like straight down, but we'll see. the way they describe the ride is it's just a straight drop, but I think graphically this thing actually goes up a little bit. Which is actually that it is the case because this is positive. So I don't know what they're talking about, but nevertheless, how many seconds does it take for the riders to hit the ground level? You care about 0.3. Okay, and at 0.3, you're setting the function equal to 0.
Okay.
And it does, and this time it doesn't tell you like, oh, you must solve by any method. You get to choose the method, which should make this better. I don't know if this works out nicely though, and you don't either. You can always use the quadratic formula if you're
Yeah,
not
that's what
sure
I
how it's
was
going to work
thinking
out.
about using, because I don't know.
But the numbers are kind of big. Now this one
Yeah, I
actually
was gonna
does work.
factor a 4 out.
Yeah, and this one does work out nicely after that. You actually want to factor out -4.
Yeah.
But even from here, I'm not sure you'd say, oh, I know how to factor that, even though you
Yeah.
can. Kind of up to you. I'll leave you to decide how you want to solve that. But the answers are okay.
Okay, so 16 plus minus square root of 16 squared is 256 minus 4 times
Sorry, I misspoke. I gave the wrong number. It does not. You do have to use the quadratic formula on this.
4
I had
times
I had I'd entered the wrong coefficient in.
dash and then 256 minus 16 times 15 is 4 times 4 is times 15 is 240. So 16 plus minus the square root of 16 over 8. And then 16 plus 4. You can get 20 over 8, and then 20 over 8 is the only one that works. So then
I've got some
28 of a second. So then 2.5 seconds.
this one does not work out nice. I don't know if you heard me first. It doesn't really kind of work the way you want. Did you use quadratic formula on this part here or the beginning one?
The second part. Do I
Okay.
have to multiply by -4 to do anything?
No. But you said
Yeah,
there's
good.
16 plus minus the square root of minus 16 squared minus 4 times 4 times 15 all over 2 times 4. Not sure where to look here. Let me try this with something else here.
That's what I got. So I don't see a way I could have gotten that wrong unless I did like a
16.
stupid math mistake or something.
Oh no, I made a mistake. I don't know what's going on. This didn't work out very well. Those are the original answers I got. Yeah. Okay. 4 minus 16 and 15, b squared minus 4ac minus b plus. I don't know what the issue is. Okay. Interesting. All right. So what did you say? You said 2.5 seconds?
Yeah.
Or okay. Minus b plus. I don't know. Okay. So how high does the ride go? And that's the vertex. And the vertex has a formula that is minus b over 2a. It's better to go back to the original for that one. So that's minus 64 over 2 times minus 16. Minus 64 over minus 32 is 2. So 2 seconds, it hits its vertex. To determine how high, wait, sorry. This is how long does it take to get there? And how high does it go is the y values. Like they're asking it sort of backwards. First you need to figure out when you get there, but that's the second thing that they're asking in this problem. So how do you figure out the height once you know the x value or the p value?
You plug it back in.
Yes. So could you do that for us, please?
Okay. So then I plug in 2 back into the equation.
The original, yes.
So then let me pull up my calculator. Negative 16 times 2 squared plus 64 times 2. And then plus 60. I got 124. So then that'd probably be, so that'd be 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
No, that's
Oh,
just
sorry,
that's just how high.
200 and
This is the height. The height is in feet. That is the actual height. Once you get the y value. So for part C, it's asking you to determine the height. The rider will be at 1.5 seconds. So you're going to put 1.5 into this equation.
yeah.
So you got to do the same thing again.
So 120.
Yes. Feet.
Yep.
Okay, we can do the other kind of application problem here, or we can go back and do some factoring from part 1. What would you like to do?
The application problem, definitely.
Okay. Okay, let's do it. All right, so let me snip this in differently. I didn't do that well the last time. All right, so first thing it asks you here, it's another scenario where something is shot. It's always shot up or jumping off a cliff. This one's a cannon into the air with an upward velocity of 40 feet per second, and they give you the equation over here. So you got that equation, and you want to find the maximum height attained by the ball. X equals minus
Negative
b.
b over 2a.
Exactly. That's when it occurs. Then we'll figure out where it's going to occur.
Negative 40 over negative 32.
Okay. So that becomes 1.25.
Uh,
I think.
all right.
So then to find the actual height, you have to put this value back in
Yep.
for t.
And then 16 times 1.25 squared plus 40 plus 1.5. 66 and a half. Or
We got a
I got
different
66
result.
and a half.
I got 26.5. Got this one more time here.
I
Oh,
just plugged 1.25 in. That says feet, not a.
yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if the instructor, you have to ask, I don't know if they meant T. I kind of think they meant T. Um, which would be
Because
why
I
you
didn't
got,
plug 1.5 in for that.
yeah, and that would probably be why we're different.
I just left that as is.
It will be very hard to do the next part without without that. And this has to be T because the equation is V0T. That's why they're giving you that number there. So gonna
Okay,
try that
so
one more
then it
time.
would be 26.5. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then the next is to figure out where it hits the ground, where it equals 0. So let's use quadratic formula on that one just to do another practice on that.
And so then that's -40 plus minus square root of 1600 minus 4 times -16 times 1.5. Square root of 1600 minus 4 times -16 times 1. I got 41.18.
That's a long time for the ball to be in the air.
But it's uh divided by divided by 32. I got 0.126.
Uh, yeah, that's a little bit off here. Let's see here. I mean,
Oh,
I
I
heard all,
forgot to, did I? No, I took the square root. Oh, I forgot to do the -40. Wait. Okay, now let me do this again.
I know it's late. Yeah, I mean, we're almost there.
Minus
It is a
40,
decimal.
-40 plus square root 1600 minus 4 times -16 times 1.5 divided by 32. I got 0.03.
It's negative 0.037, but that one's
Yeah,
not in the domain. You got to do the other one.
yeah, so then it'd be switch it to minus, and then I got 80.83 or 0.03.
It's 2.537.
Wait, why is this minus?
It's probably just a sign thing. I mean, or
It's not. Oh, I know why, because it's not over my 1600. Why isn't the 32 over my 1600? Okay. So then I'm still not getting that.
okay. What are you got the first one right. Um, let me see if I can help here.
Let
Okay,
me like drop
b
it in the,
squared minus 4ac is, did you get 2,596?
I just plugged it all into the calculator.
Okay, well, that can lead to a lot of things. This will get you to the right answers.
Okay.
So maybe just chalk it up to being late on a Thursday night.
It was
Okay, we are going to stop here for tonight. Got another